If you're looking for the all-new 2026 Toyota RAV4, there's a lot to get excited about, from 3 different model configurations to choose from, whether it's the Core, the Off-Road Rugged Woodland Edition, or one of the sport grades. There's a lot of aggressive changes. All new exterior styling, totally revamped interior, Toyota Safety Sense 4.0, and the latest debuted Arene software from Toyota will be in the 26 Toyota RAV4, regardless of model and configuration. But there is one aggressive and bold move and change that Toyota has made, and it has to do with something on the interior of this all-new RAV4, and it is creating a lot of questions around the feature and the change. Now, everyone, if you like videos like this about the all-new RAV4, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more constant videos and news about more upcoming models that are going to be introduced to the lineup in the next 12 to 18 months. Let's continue on with this RAV4 aggressive change. And before I go any further on this topic, a lot of comments and questions on a lot of my videos, even ones that don't have to do with anything about a RAV4, viewers are wanting to know how you can actually go in and order, or can you physically order a 26 Toyota RAV4. So if you guys like, I can do a separate video on that, kind of explaining the process of where we are right now in terms of timeline. If you want something like that, let me know in the comments below. Right now, if you walk into a store and you order a RAV4 Hybrid, you're actually ordering a 2025. But due to the wait times and the amount of time it could take to get one, depending on where you're located, almost most likely your 2025 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid will get converted to a 2026 order if that's what you want. If you want a 2025, you need to be clear with whatever store you're dealing with that that's only what you're looking for if for whatever reason you don't want the 2026. Now, right now, 2026 HEV, so non-plug-in hybrid RAV4, is slotted to start landing early next year. So that's around January, February, if everything goes according to plan. The plug-in hybrid variants will come a few months after the HEV hybrid Toyota RAV4s. Okay, so this is a first time ever. There's a lot of first time evers with the 26 RAV4. We've got the Toyota Safety Sense 4.0. We've got the Arene software. We've got, for the first time, no gasoline only Toyota RAV4. It's all electrified, 5th generation hybrid powertrain system, 6th generation plug-in hybrid powertrain system. But more importantly, first time ever, Toyota has decided to remove almost all of the physical buttons with regards to your instrument panel on the interior. Now, I said almost. There are some physical buttons that you can toggle through and function that Toyota has left for us, aside from the volume control knob, but I'll get to those in a second. But for the most part, everything else will be controlled exclusively from the all-new multimedia screen, which, by the way, you can get up to a 12.9-inch multimedia screen on the Toyota RAV4. Standard is a 10.5, but the higher trims will come with nearly a 13-inch touch multimedia screen. All right, so I'm inside the interior of this 4Runner Trailhunter. Now, this is a much larger multimedia screen than you will find in any 2026 Toyota RAV4. This is a 14-inch screen. The 26 RAV4 will come with a 10.5-inch on some of the lower trims and a 12.9 standard on some of the higher trims like the XSE and the GR Sport, etc. Now, what Toyota has decided to do is they've decided to give you more storage and more compartment area right below the multimedia. And what that has done is that has actually eliminated this entire section here, which has a lot of your instrument cluster and a lot of your tactile buttons when you're referring to temperature control knobs, gauges, your heated and ventilated seats, all your different modes for ventilation in terms of the mode, fan on off, fan speed, front and rear defroster, AC, and your passenger controls as well. That is, like I said, gone. The only controls which are just below your multimedia, kind of connected to the screen in a way, is your temperature control, so heat or cooling, and your front and rear defroster. Everything else is embedded into the technology and into the actual multimedia screen itself, regardless of which model, package, or configuration you go with. Even features like your heated steering wheel function, which will come standard on many 2026 Toyota RAV4 models, that function control button is typically right towards the bottom here where your instrument panel is for your temperature controls and setting. For example, on the 4Runner Trailhunter, it's right here next to your driver's side temperature control. And if it's not there on Toyota vehicles, it's typically right over here to the left of the driver itself. But on the 26 Toyota RAV4, it is embedded into the multimedia screen. And although the lack of physical buttons may mean that you have to kind of take your eyes off the road to actually see what you're pressing, as opposed to these tactile controls, you can actually feel, you know, exactly what you're doing in terms of the fan speed, control on off. You'll have to actually pay a little bit more attention when using them within your interface, but there are a couple of pros, more than one pro, to this all new different design setup and layout. So why would Toyota make this bold and aggressive change to the functionality of your temperature controls and tactile use of your features? Well, the simple answer is design uniformity by streamlining the dashboard and integrating more controls in the infotainment system itself. Toyota can reduce the amount of physical parts and simplify manufacturing a little bit, and also make future software updates much easier. And the biggest bonus is that you get more space and a much more cleaner, minimalistic look, which appeals to a younger, more tech-savvy buyer. Now, what's the initial feedback? It seems to be a little bit mixed, but I think it's one of those features and changes that you really got to sit inside and feel and touch and use it yourself to really know how you feel about it. Some love the sleek new look and digital interface feel, especially when you're parked or in a slow traffic situation, but many longtime Toyota drivers are saying that it could be less intuitive and a little bit more on the distracting side, especially in colder climates when you're wearing gloves or when the screen gets super messy and smudgy. This is definitely a bold move for Toyota to make on the interior functionality, because on the previous RAV4 models from as far back as we can remember, you could just twist, dial, or press to adjust any of your fan speeds or turn on your seat heater without too much focus being needed. Now it will take some adjusting and getting used to. You'll have to dive into submenus, tapping virtual buttons, often multiple times, and yes, that means that it is an adjustment. Okay, so look, the 2026 Toyota RAV4 is still a fantastic choice for an all-wheel drive electrified SUV in many ways. It's safe, it's efficient, it's got the latest software, and it's packed with tons of features. So to summarize, yes, you've got more of a uniformed, clean interior that looks very futuristic and tech savvy, and you do have more space on the interior center console than you've ever had in a Toyota RAV4. In fact, one can argue that in the SUV lineup, the interior space and compartments is actually one of the best on the interior of this new RAV4, from the double-tiered layout to the wireless phone charger to the double-hinged interior center armrest console. The interior of this RAV4, they have hit it out of the park, but we do have less physical controls. Let me know what you think about that trade-off. I'll catch you guys on the next video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Catch you on the next one, guys. Take care.